Welcome back to the channel, where we go beyond fame and headlines to explore how real power operates when cameras are turned off. Today's story is about silence, strategy, and control. It's about how a man who came from nothing learned that the loudest success attracts the most risk. This is the inside story of the billionaire secret life of Jay-Z's public image is carefully controlled. What people see are award shows, business headlines, and occasional performances. What they do not see is how deliberately he limits exposure. Unlike celebrities who broadcast every move, Jay-Z understands that visibility reduces leverage. The less predictable he is, the more valuable his presence becomes. His daily life is built around separation. Meetings rarely happen in public spaces. Travel is planned quietly. Schedules are flexible but tightly protected. When he moves, it is often without announcement. This allows him to operate as a businessman rather than a spectacle. Privacy is not a luxury to him. It is a defense mechanism. Much of Jay-Z's wealth is not liquid cash. It exists in ownership, equity, and long-term positioning. Music was the entry point, but control was always the goal. From early in his career, he understood that owning masters, controlling distribution, and negotiating partnerships would outlast any chart position. That mindset shapes how he lives today. His residences reflect this philosophy. Rather than constant display, properties are chosen for security, discretion, and insulation. Locations are strategic. Access is limited. Even luxury is subdued. Comfort exists, but excess is unnecessary when control is absolute. Jay-Z's travel habits are similarly restrained. While private aviation is used when necessary, it is treated as a tool, not a trophy. Routes are chosen for efficiency and privacy. Movement is quiet. Attention is minimized. The goal is always to arrive without announcement and leave without memory. Another major component of his secret life is time control. Jay-Z does not operate on public schedules. He chooses when to appear and when to disappear. This selective presence increases demand. Silence builds curiosity. Curiosity builds leverage. It is a strategy refined over decades. Business meetings often happen far from cameras. Deals are discussed privately, sometimes years before they are announced. When news breaks, the work has already been done. This is why his moves often appear sudden to the public. In reality, they are the result of long-term planning. Jay-Z's inner circle is extremely small. Trust is currency. Access is earned slowly and revoked permanently if broken. This creates stability. Information leaks are rare. Decisions stay contained. This level of discipline is unusual even among billionaires. Family life is protected with the same intensity. Personal moments are guarded fiercely. Public appearances are limited and purposeful. Children are kept away from unnecessary attention. This separation allows him to maintain normalcy within an abnormal level of fame. One of the most misunderstood aspects of Jay-Z's life is luxury. While he can afford anything, he rarely indulges publicly. His spending focuses on assets that grow, not objects that depreciate. Art, equity, ownership, and intellectual property matter more than cars or jewelry. Power for Jay-Z is the ability to say no. No to appearances. No to interviews. No to deals that don't offer control. This restraint is what allows his empire to expand quietly. He does not chase opportunities. Opportunities are brought to him. Another layer of secrecy lies in mentorship and influence. Jay-Z advises, invests, and shapes outcomes without public credit. Many careers have been influenced by conversations that never made headlines. This invisible impact compounds his power. Even in social spaces, Jay-Z operates differently. Presence is minimal. Conversation is deliberate. Observation outweighs expression. He listens more than he speaks. Information gathered quietly becomes leverage. Later, the billionaire's secret life is also about insulation from chaos. Jay-Z avoids unnecessary controversy. When conflict arises, silence is often the response. Time becomes the filter. Most noise fades. Control remains. What separates Jay-Z from many wealthy figures is patience. He is not reactive. He does not rush. Every move is timed. Every absence is intentional. This patience allows him to outlast trends and survive industry shifts. As the years pass, his visibility decreases while his influence grows. This is not withdrawal. It is evolution. True power does not need constant affirmation. It operates comfortably in the background as Jay-Z's influence continues to expand. One of the most powerful aspects of his secret life is how he separates emotion from decision-making. In an industry driven by ego and impulse, he operates with restraint. Every move is filtered through long-term impact. This discipline allows him to remain calm during moments that destroy others. When markets shift, when trends change, when public opinion swings, he does not react publicly. He adjusts privately. Another hidden element of his life is how deeply he values positioning over popularity. Jay-Z understands that being everywhere weakens authority. Instead, he chooses scarcity. When he speaks, people listen because silence came first. This applies not only to music, but to business, culture, and influence. Absence becomes a strategic asset. His relationship with money itself is unusually quiet. Wealth is treated as infrastructure, not identity. It supports systems, teams, and freedom of movement. It is never used to prove status. That mindset protects him from the psychological traps that trap many at his level. He does not need validation from spending, because control already validates him. Jay-Z's private routines reflect structure. Days are planned with flexibility, but anchored in purpose. Meetings are short and focused. Conversations stay intentional. There is little wasted motion. This efficiency compounds over time, turning years into leverage. While others chase moments, he builds decades. Another rarely discussed factor is his understanding of legacy beyond fame. Jay-Z invests in things that cannot be reversed easily. Ownership creates permanence. Influence creates continuity. By placing himself upstream of decisions, he shapes outcomes long after attention moves elsewhere. This is the difference between being rich and being untouchable. The secrecy surrounding his life also serves a protective function for those around him. By keeping operations quiet, he shields partners, family, and collaborators from unnecessary exposure. This builds trust. People know that proximity to him does not come with chaos. That trust attracts higher-level opportunities. Even conflict is handled with restraint. Silence is often used instead of confrontation. Time is allowed to pass. Narratives fade. What remains is position. This approach has allowed him to survive eras that destroyed louder figures. As culture becomes faster and more invasive, Jay-Z's approach feels increasingly rare. Privacy is no longer common among the wealthy. Yet he proves that invisibility can still exist at the highest level if it is enforced deliberately. Ultimately, the billionaire's secret life of Jay-Z is not about hiding from the world. It is about choosing when the world gets access. It is about understanding that power grows best when protected from noise. His story shows that true influence does not demand attention. It attracts it, then decides whether to respond. If you enjoy long-form storytelling that reveals what happens behind closed doors, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications.